How is it going, guys? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking on the subject of fat loss. So if you find anything valuable from this video, make sure to subscribe, like, leave a comment down below, and let me know what kind of value that you've obtained from this. I've lost 80 pounds in the last 2 years, and this is just one of the many things that I have personally done in order to get the fat off, and that is rewiring my taste buds. And I want to be able to teach you exactly how to do the same exact thing. So first point, we're just going to walk through all of these, is you need to eliminate hyperpalatable foods. Taste drives behavior. So, you need to get the hungry man out of the kitchen. You need to get it out of the freezer. You need to get rid of the ultra processed foods that you're holding on to, because that taste may end up leading to more binging, more eating than you need to, may end up making you fall out of your deficit, and you may end up actually gaining weight. You need to eliminate these certain foods. Get into the kitchen. Instead of throwing something in the microwave that you pulled from your freezer, start making some more whole foods. Get some potatoes, get some chicken, get some ground beef, get some eggs, get some rice, get some better foods, avocados. Get some healthier options into your diet and eliminate these certain things that you shouldn't be eating. I personally myself used to be somebody who would eat these kind of ultra processed foods. I used to eat the hungry man. I used to reach for the things that are in the freezer because it was easier. But honestly, the way it made me feel afterwards, it's not even worth it. But the food that I eat now makes it well worth it for me to get into the kitchen and cook and actually prep all of my food. You may have, 1 hour in your day, some time that you can set aside to prep your food and set it up to be ready for an entire week. That's what you should do. Prep all of your food ahead of time to last you a while. Neuro adaptation, and I have this circled because it's really the main driving focus for what we need to think about whenever it comes to rewiring our taste buds. So, if you're looking to be able to lose fat, but you don't enjoy eating foods that are healthy, quote unquote, what we call healthy, let me tell you something. The foods that don't taste good to you right now are going to become the foods that taste good to you later. You just need to start taking those first steps. Start seasoning your food. Start adding sauces over it. Add some flavor. Make it taste better. And eventually those foods will just become normal for you. It'll be a lot easier. If you drink a normal Coke, that's I don't know how many calories is in it because I've not had a normal Coke in years. Let's just say 240 calories in a Coke. Imagine where you could be putting those 240 calories towards. You could swap out that Coke for something like a Body Armor, a low sugar Body Armor. It's like 20 calories a drink and you get way more. It's a big ass bottle. Drink that instead and invest those calories, the rest of them, into something that is more nutrient dense, something that is going to be more satiating, more filling, something better for you. And also the willpower to shred fat becomes an unnecessary trait. Willpower doesn't even exist for me when it comes to cutting weight anymore. The only time that it actually does exist, the first week, the first 7 days, because I've had to cut out certain foods. I've had to eliminate certain things that I normally enjoy. Like right now I'm in maintenance and I'm eating 2650 calories a day. That opens up a lot of opportunity for me to enjoy more food. I can eat more things, which is great. But once I go on a cut and I start losing weight again, I'm going to cut out certain things. I'm going to swap out with certain things because that's going to be able to help me, hit the calorie goal that I have in order to lose weight. Maybe drop down to like 2,300 calories a day. That's 350 calories less than what I'm eating right now. So I should probably change up some of the foods that I eat. But, willpower in that first week is very difficult. But then you get into a flow state and it becomes easy. It just becomes something that you do on a daily basis. You don't even think about food. You just end up eating what you're supposed to. And that's what needs to happen. You just need to get into a flow state of things. Understand that the beginning of this is going to be hard, but over time it's going to become easier. So your volume for food is going to increase. A lot of people don't understand that. When it comes to fat loss, a lot of people think that, oh, I'm losing weight, which means I have to remove more food from my diet. But the reason why I just told you in this section of willpower that I'm able to, remove some foods and add in foods, I add in foods that are super low calorie, but they're very dense. And I can consume a lot of it at once in order to lose weight. You know how much lettuce I was eating whenever I was at the peak of my cut? Whenever I was like getting shredded to single digit body fat? I was adding shredded into a bowl and putting chicken over it, and I was eating it like that. Like, I was adding so much freaking lettuce because it's like no calories. You could add lettuce and then throw a protein source in there and it's like barely anything, but it takes a long time to eat. So in your mind, you feel like you're eating a lot more food, but you're not eating a lot of calories. So it's like, you know, you could replace things like normal eggs for egg whites. You know, instead of eating rice, which rice is still great for cutting, but if you just are on very low calories, you could swap that out with rice cakes. Eat some rice cakes. It's like 35 calories per normal lightly salted rice cakes. And if you hate the way they taste, add a little bit of honey over the top, add some cinnamon and some pink salt, and it tastes fantastic. But your volume for food can increase. You just have to make some changes, make some swaps for some better options, and you'll ultimately be fine. You'll get yourself into a deficit, you'll lose the weight that you're looking for and create the result. So you will not miss your favorite foods forever. If you love pizza, if you love pasta, like me, I'm Italian, I love pasta. Fettuccine Alfredo is fantastic. I haven't had it in a while. But you know, I miss it, but I don't think about it. It's not something that's on my mind. Ultimately, I'm chasing a result. I want that result more than that food. And that's the mindset that you have to have personally to be able to get this weight off. You know, pizza tastes great. Okay, if you can't eat pizza, well, maybe try to make your own. Make your own healthy version of it. Get creative. Get into the kitchen and make things. I've made low-calorie pizzas in the past. That's something you can do too. And it still tastes good. It may not taste like Papa John's, but I mean, shit, it'll still taste good. And it's going to fit into your macros. You will be able to lose weight, stay in your deficit. So, you know, understand that you need to, if you've been somebody who is fit before, if you've ever been fit in your life and you ended up getting fat, you need to miss being fit more than those foods that you normally would eat, like your pizza, your burgers. You need to want to be fit more than you want to be enjoying certain things. That's just how it goes. And you can implement cheat meals too. You know, you can have a cheat meal every once in a while. I say hold off for as long as you can before you cheat on your diet though. Why put yourself in a position where you may get out of your deficit or may putting yourself up to maintenance and you don't lose a single pound for the week? You know, instead, try to stay in your deficit for as long as you can. Stay consistent. Don't break the cycle too early. Try to stay in it for as long as you possibly can. Eventually, you can enjoy these foods again. But just stay consistent because you need that result. It's not you want that result. You need that result. You need to get the weight off. You need to be able to go to the beach, take your shirt off, feel comfortable in your own physique, feel comfortable around other people. You need to be happy with yourself. So happiness doesn't come from food. It comes from your internal well-being, how you view yourself personally. When you go out into public, you know, you don't want to feel like a fat shit. I used to feel like a fat shit. I was 255 pounds. It sucked. And I got down to 175 pounds. Felt the best of my life ever. I mean, seriously, you have to understand that that feels better than anything you can ever eat. Your cravings will subside on its own over time. It'll disappear. I mean, it's kind of the same thing as the willpower point here. You know, it very much is the same thing. Eventually, you get into a flow state. You'll stop thinking about these certain foods. You won't even think about eating them. Those cravings will disappear. You may actually get to a point where you crave your low-calorie foods that you enjoy eating on a daily basis. Like me, I mean, I love Ninja Creamies. If you've ever heard of a Ninja Creamy before, man, makes very nice low-calorie ice cream. You make your own. I add a little bit of almond milk, a little bit of protein powder, add a little bit of almond butter. It's like maybe 350 calories, and then it is an entire pint that's this big, and it tastes incredible. It's low calorie. I crave those kind of things. My cravings change, and your cravings will also change. If you just stay consistent long enough, you won't even be thinking about eating your pizza. You won't think about eating your fettuccine Alfredo. You won't be thinking about any of that. You're just gonna think about the food that you've already been eating. You've already forgotten by this point what these certain foods taste like. So you just have to stay consistent, guys. Really dial in to your nutrition. Rewire your taste buds. Become consistent for 7 days, and I promise you, if you can do that, you will notice that you'll be in a flow state, and this just becomes natural. You won't even be thinking about these certain foods. It all becomes easier. I mean, for the longest time, struggling with fat loss in my life, I always enjoyed eating. I'm still somebody who enjoys eating. I love eating. I can eat so much food. But by the end of the day, I know that if I can acquire a certain look for myself, I can look in the mirror and love what I see, that is much more important. So like I said in the beginning of this video, if you enjoyed this and you've obtained some value, like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. And if you're looking to get into one-on-one fitness coaching with me, you could look at the description down there and you could click on my website and then you could apply for coaching there, or you could DM me the word coach for one-on-one coaching on Instagram. I'll get in contact with you and we'll get you set up, find out what your goals are, your biggest challenges, and set you on your way to achieving your dream physique.